Hello everyone, this is Maryann here, revealing light, tarot, astrology and spirituality. Wherever you are in the world when you're watching, a huge shout out to you. Thank you all for your kind support of the channel in whatever way you do that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you also for your kind feedback on my last reading, non-political reading. I do these from time to time. It's not purely a political tarot or political astrology type of channel. We do a variety of things here, and when these other alternative readings are so well accepted, it really makes me appreciative of the variety and diversity of viewers that I have on this channel. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And also when we take those global perspectives, you can go to any news channel certainly in the US and the wider world also, and you will get saturated with Trump videos, and it's always good to step back and take a wider picture. Having said that, we do cover the ex-president here as well. Now, I want to get through a little bit today. I've been looking at the polls for the US presidential election for a little while now, and we know that in 2020 they just got it so wrong. It was embarrassing for the major pollsters, but they're skewed. If you look somewhere, you'll find the ex-president outpolling the current president, which is unbelievable. He's currently on trial. I think the prosecution has rested its case now in New York for campaign violations via payment of hush money payments to two women that he had affairs with. And were going to come forward prior to the 2016 campaign. It's just got a litany of unlawful a history of that, and the criminal indictments, the multitude, 91 criminal indictments, however many it is, I've lost count now. It reflects that, and yet there's a section of the US that are still supporting him. But how much so? So we see these polls, and then we see the Republican primaries, the latest ones in Maryland and Nebraska, and he's lucky to get 74% of the vote. Certainly, I think that was in Maryland. Republicans in closed primaries are still voting for Nikki Haley. So how can these polls be correct? And I know their methodology is skewed. As I understand it, they ring people on landlines. There are likely to be elderly respondents to those. Are they really polling a good, what we call sample, survey sample? Is that really robust? We also look at who is running these polls, who owns them, who funds them. And you start to get a picture that perhaps we shouldn't rely on polls so much, and we should at the very least, consider the other data. So today I want to look at, can Biden still win? In the past, most recent predictions said the youth vote is for whatever, the youth vote, it may not be as supportive of him now, the current president now, but I think as the election gets closer, that could change. I think he gets over the line still with the women, predominantly women vote, and never Trump votes. His opposition is just so appalling. Can Biden still win despite what is being thrown at him? We'll take a look there. A debate has been, or debates have been announced. I don't know why. It's through CNN. CNN is, very dicey. In my book, we found out that one of their guests that they have on regularly and hold up as an expert on Trump, Maggie Haberman, has been found to be one of those reporters. This is for, I guess, entertainment purposes only, or commentary. May or may not be factual, but it came out in court via the prosecution witness in the New York campaign violation trial, that Maggie Haberman has actually been, it's the old story where the source, i.e. Trump, phones up or gets someone to phone up Maggie or whoever it is, whatever reporter it is, and plant the words and the themes and the stories that they want to be taken, they want to become public. And this relationship between Haberman, according to Cohen, again, is this testimony right? Well, you be the judge. Has been going on, had been going on for about a decade, and she's regularly held up as the Trump whisperer. And we find out that there's been a allegedly less than professional relationship between her and the ex-president. So, all right, if these debates go ahead, hopefully Haberman won't be anchoring them at CNN. Of course not. But how does it go for each of the candidates? Also, Russia is inching closer to Ukraine's second largest city, Kharkiv. The president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, has cancelled all appearances, all events, and is concentrating on repelling this Russian attack. Also in Russia, speaking of Russia, Russia has replaced, or Putin has replaced his military head, Shoigu, and replaced him with an economist. Well, what does that tell us? It tells us that the war is becoming costly, and the economists he wants an economist heading the military to try and rein in costs, but will look anyway. Shoigu is a good friend of Putin's, so it says a lot. Egypt has joined South Africa in the case to the International Court of Justice has already ruled there's a plausible genocide going on in Gaza, but Egypt has now joined in that case because they don't like what they're seeing at Rafah. Israel has taken control of the border, and aid's not getting in, and they are threatening to, or have maybe even by now, withdrawn from the hostage negotiation processes. So this, of course, comes as Israel has already started going into Rafah. We'll take a look if we've got time and see how that whole move into Rafah might go. I'm using the Thelema Tarot today and the, I've forgotten the name, Morgan Greer Tarot as well. Let's start off with the Thelema Tarot, and we'll start off with the polls. A lot of polls are putting Biden in front, and then you'll get the occasional poll that will put Trump in front, and they can't seem to agree. And as I said, the methodology might be flawed, and also intentions may also be flawed as well. So let's see. Can we trust the polls? Let's just start there. Can the US people trust polls? Well, can anyone anywhere trust polls? Can we trust the polls? Look, it is an indicator only, and too much should not be put. Too much faith should not be put on them. Can we trust the polls? Or what do you want to tell me about the polls, please, Spirit? Let's go to the US. Polls in the US. Okay, so we get here the Page of Swords. It's a minor court card. The page holds the truth, but it can also be playing both sides against the middle as well, if it's not positively accentuated. Let's have a look at what else is there. The Ten of Cups is the voter. So it's not the whole truth is what I'm getting. And we get the Fool card. As with everything, it's interesting. It's about what we think, what we individually think. I think we're not stupid. We know that there aren't going to be surprises. We might fear there might be surprises to what we know, what we intuitively know. However, we get the Fool card, a new start. Interesting. The King of Swords in the past, planning, strategizing, to get to the truth. That's the thing about poles. They want to get to a perceived truth, but how are they going about it? The Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving help. So it starts from who owns the pole, the polling business. If it's a number of people, what their intention is, what the flavour is. All of these things flow through from the top. And there can be a perception of fairness, but when you dig around enough, there's always a theme there. Six of Swords, we're getting a lot of sixes, moving out of troubled waters, moving on. And we get the Ace of Swords. We're getting the truth here in the here and now. And then we get Three of Pentacles, building the truth. So again, I say rely on what you know, what you perceive to be the truth. The Three of Cups, we get circles of support. And then we get the Four of Cups, disappointment. One cup remaining. So you might have three poles that might say one thing and one that says another. And again, you think, well, you know, what's going on? We get partisanship here, the Five of Swords, a real tug of war. And the Nine of Swords, anxiety. And the Seven of Wands, defending oneself. Look, these are telling me judgment, and inevitability, and the Nine of Wands, guardrails. Two of Pentacles can be manipulation. Six of Cups, the past. Don't put too much store in the poles. I see that the Ace of Swords might be vaguely there at some, at some level, but there's so many inputs at the human level that skew them or can bias them, and the outcome cards here are not good for can we trust them. These are no cards. We can't. So I guess the upshot here is just please don't worry too much about the poles. Worry instead about what you know to be the truth. And some of the inputs into the truth can be practical. Campaign finance, how are the candidates doing with that? The on the ground efforts, the real things are what you need to make assessment on. So, and it's not the polls. It's not the polls that you should be relying on. Okay, so let's go to can Biden still win the election? Okay. Can Biden still win the election? So I'm just going to tell you what I see. I see a ledge here. It is creeping closer. It is climbing up that ledge and able to negotiate a slippery slope. So when I say a slippery slope, a treacherous pathway, a treacherous uphill pathway. So my intuitive take on this is the same as my other readings. He's a very competent campaigner. People write him off. They have done in the past, and he comes from behind. I don't think he's behind in any way. I think the ex-president is way down there in the gutter. I think Biden is going to surprise a lot of people at this election. So, can Biden win this election? Can Biden win this election? Someone's handing me a cage with a bird in it. testing. It's like the canary. Go down the mine and test the oxygen. See if there's oxygen there. Okay, so can Biden still win this election? Time, a lot of, yeah, okay. So Ace of Pentacles is the signifier card, first card out. Aces are all about the seeds of something. So you planting the seeds. So again, use your pragmatic type of analysis here. The real inputs into what wins elections. Page of Wands. Okay, so here's the youth vote. He does need to do a lot more work here, and I with the youth vote, and I mean that's pretty obvious. And I know that people will go, gosh, if they vote for Trump or if they don't vote at all, well, you can say all you like. I've got young adult children. I know what they do. They sometimes it's just they don't muck about. They just do, or they don't do, one of the two. We get the voter here. Families, women. Good. That's good, strong support for Biden at this time. That's also my card for the general voter. In the past, we have the Hanged Man. And again, this is like pausing and delay, but it's in the past. So as the campaign kicks into gear, we're going to see maybe some of that youth come back, but needs to be a lot of work there. The Two of Cups, I like this energy. The Two of Cups is commitments coming together, and we get judgment and inevitability here. Now, which way is that going to go? Now, right now, I think you'll find his campaign will get stronger as he goes along. The Two of Pentacles can be always about decisions, what is confronting him. He paused the shipment of weapons to Israel as a leverage to try and get Israel to do more to protect refugees. In Rafah, the US is, I think, finished or almost finished the pier that will bring aid in, circumnavigating Netanyahu's taking of the Rafah crossing and blocking the aid. At every point, it seems that Netanyahu is almost deliberately thwarting Biden. Biden talks peace, talks ceasefire, and we get, of course, Netanyahu doing the opposite. A lot of heavy decisions and disappointment too, and this came up in the poll reading. So, there could be a glimmer of truth in the polls, but it's not all the truth, and that's where people make the mistake. There's some disappointment now around his decisions. Now we have the Nine of Cups in the hopes and fears, and this is the miracle card. We get now the 9 and the 10 in this reading of Cups, showing me that emotionally voters are going to come back toward him. I think the women are going to carry the vote, and that's what I've said, the Empress card. This is as a result of this scandalous stuff we hear coming out of the MAGA base about monitoring women's pregnancies. It's women. And we get the King of Pentacles. He's strong on the economy. That's also Trump, my card for Trump as well. And of course, what did Trump do? He was responsible for overturning. He single-handedly was responsible for overturning Roe v. Wade. And we get the Six of Swords, which is the victory. These are all yes cards, and just to make sure any of you who are doubting, we get women carrying the vote, women and families and the truth. We get the Lovers card. Much, much more. I mean, you think you've seen it all, heard it all about the ex-president, but the truth is that even his own party can't fully support him and are still voting for a candidate that dropped out months ago in their own closed primaries. So, pragmatically, that it would be very difficult for the ex-president to win this election at this stage, given things stay the same between now and the election. All right, now speaking of of the ex-president. Okay, all right. Okay, so what are we going to ask about the ex-president? I've said he will be convicted in New York. Maybe not on every single count, but let's take a look at that again. I know some of you are worried. Let's just ask, will Trump go to the... if he makes it that far, I predicted months ago his health problems would become more visible at around the time of the New York trial. And of course I used astrology and tarot to make that prediction. It was very clear that the New York trial would go very, very badly for him, and that he would have, because we had Hygeia, the asteroid Hygeia there. I think it might have even been in the 8th house, but indicating that he would have cognitive decline would become quite obvious at that trial or around the time of the trial. So let's take a look. Can the ex-president win this election, the US 2024 election? Can Trump win the US 2024 election? I still got the Empress there, intuitively. Decisions, support, wavering, I mean, to a certain degree, that both candidates are suffering from that, but there's the loss card. Look. We get the truth at the foundation of the reading. Just come down and look at these cards. The truth at the foundation of the reading. The 9 of Cups is in the past. You know, whatever good luck that he may have had, that's gone. That's in the past. It's already been done. We have skill, the 8 of Pentacles, the Apprentice. It's interesting who's there waiting in the wings. We have the Sun card. We get full illumination here. That's in the immediate future. I've got a feeling something else is coming for him. The 4 of Swords in the here and now. This is retreat. This is ill health. This is stepping back. This is not good energy in the here and now. And then we get the Ace of Cups. A lot of emotion and feeling here. A lot of emotion and feeling. It's overflowing. And it's really, we get the Dove here. So I, by and large think the majority, or more and more, including from his own party, are sick and tired of this. It's like an emotional roller coaster. The 9 of Cups is in the hopes and fears. Has he still got it? And then we get the 5 of Pentacles, a clear no, left out in the cold, money difficulties, the downward spiral I talk so much about. We get the Empress card, again, the women, also an indicator as a clarifier to the 5 of Pentacles that he's facing money issues. And we get the King of Pentacles, which is my card for him. And we get the Knight of Pentacles. So, base of the pack, we've got the 10 of Wands. Why are we not surprised? Again, the 7 of Pentacles. If Plan A doesn't work, Plan B does. We bring in Plan B. But we've got the World card. It's the end of the road, basically. It's endings and new beginnings, new cycles. And we get him back against the wall, having to defend himself from what? Deceit, 7 of Swords. And we get something coming to fruition in time. There's more to come out on this. It's like a national security threat. Perhaps I go to the documents case, but there's more to come out around what might have gone on at Mar-a-Lago. I think that's coming before the election. It's like he just maybe involving Russia. I keep saying that. But really at this time, he's in the downward spiral. 5 of Pentacles. There is, all these pentacles here in this reading. So many pentacles. And then, of course, we get the women vote turning against him. He's just hasn't got the pulling power anymore, and that is very much associated with women again, how many queens, how many, the Empress card here. But he's just not raking in the dollars as he once used to, and I think that's why he's, pushing sneakers and goodness knows what else, digital playing cards. The High Priestess holding secrets, and then we get overseas. So I do think there's more to come on his ties and perhaps what he might have done. I've said that all along. There is, even though we think we've heard it all, there's more to come on that. Financially, he's really doing it tough. He's even trying to bribe the oil industry to say, give me $1 billion and I will just roll back every single green initiative that the current government has put in. That indicates the desperation. Okay. All right, let's move now to Ukraine. And you compare those cards that he got to the cards that Biden got. You'll see a turnaround in the Biden campaign over the next few months. Okay. Yeah, you all know the truth. Let me just put it like that. All right, let's move to Ukraine and Kharkiv in the remaining time that we have left. Okay, Ukraine and Kharkiv. So Russia's moving closer to Kharkiv, inching territory, taking territory from the Ukrainians. We had the huge delay in the MAGAs holding up the aid to Ukraine. And I want to say that I think the reason that Johnson brought that bill to the floor was a deal done with the Democrats. If you bring the Ukraine funding to the floor, then we will stave off Marjorie Taylor Greene's bid to remove him as Johnson as Speaker, but only once. And that's what the Democrats did. They saved his skin, and I think that was part of the deal for bringing those bills to the floor. I did actually see them taking a vote. I did surprisingly see Ukraine get what they need. I didn't think it would be the full amount, and I was quite surprised. How does this happen? Well, I think it happened through the dealing that Biden and the Democrats did to save him if he brought the bills to the floor. Okay, only once though. I don't think they'd do it again. All right, let's have a look at cards just wanted to spill out then. Will Russia take Kharkiv? God, I hope not. Will Russia take Kharkiv? Poison chalice is what I'm getting. Something here around a poison. So Zelensky again has to be very careful because he is the biggest threat to Putin's war or invasion. But Zelensky's well protected. They foiled an assassination attempt. This is ongoing. I see. So I think he's okay though. They know this. Will Russia take Kharkiv? There's a wheel here. Pausing, ceasing, stepping back, the Hanged Man, and we get the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so I don't think at this time. And we get moderation and temperance and healing, evenness here. In the past, we get the Seven of Swords. Why am I not surprised? This energy is so typical. The devil in the sky, the devil energy, so typical of what has gone on. And then we get justice here. Justice in the immediate future. So there's some kind of balance being restored. I don't think so. Okay, we get the Nine of Pentacles in the here and now. And of course, Ukraine is now starting to get full-on aid, and I think there will be European aid, more aid flowing. We're getting displaced people here. Yeah, so the current energy is, it has not gone Ukraine's way, but I am predicting from these cards and the energy we've got that I don't think Russia will get too far. We get the Six of Swords moving on, moving out of troubled waters, and we get the King of Rods. Okay, so what's going on here? And the King of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. I did see the wheel at the door here. Okay, what's going on? Will they take Kharkiv? These are yes cards, but the Devil card is in the sky. I'm not totally convinced here. Let's see. Three of Wands, waiting for one ship to come in. The Queen of Cups and the Death card, and the Hermit, isolation. Let's do some clarifiers here. The King of Rods is a bold step forward. The King of Cups is wisdom and maturity. And the Wheel of Fortune, that will prevail. The Devil card. The Devil energy is the potential here. What's going on here? What's going on? So I think they will take more ground in the immediate future. I think that, yeah, there's going to be a lot of people displaced. Oh, it's a tough call. So we've still got hope here. Fortune could change as well. The King of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune is not something I associate with Russia. I do feel that the King of Rods means that they're actually probably going to take more ground in the immediate future. But we get a lot of balancing back, things balancing back up. So, okay, will Kharkiv fall? Can you show me this outcome card? The King of Rods, King of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. Will Kharkiv fall? Completely. So we get abuse of power and the Ten of Cups, families. We're going to see some things we don't want to see, but we've got planning and strategy, and the Queen of Cups coming forward again, and we get the Hanged Man again. So I feel that they're going to take more in the immediate future. Unfortunately, I don't like to say that. But with the presence of the Justice card, the Temperance card, the Wheel of Fortune and the King of Cups, this isn't Putin's energy. Something's going to change. So they are going to take some more ground, but I don't think Kharkiv falls. I think something else changes in the meantime, and it could actually hinge on this latest US aid arriving into Ukraine quickly. Okay, that's how I see it. Something changes to stop the Russians, but I do feel they're going to make gains. I have to say they're going to make gains in the immediate future. All right, so let's take one last look here. One last look at what's going on with Putin. What's going on with Putin getting rid of Shogu. Okay, and getting the Economist in. Okay, so how is the war going for Russia? Really? How is the invasion of Ukraine going for Russia right now? Invasion of Ukraine going for Russia right now. So I'm getting the image of starving people, food shortages, things like that. Eight of Pentacles, we get we get skill, and then we get the Star card. Wow. Okay, hopeful. Work. Okay, work and money and hopeful. And then we get the Moon card. So there's a degree of, I don't know, a degree of illusion to me. Things are very watery. And that's at the foundation of the reading. The Nine of Pentacles is in the past. So there's definitely money issues here. And it's a bit of an uphill battle here, which is why he replaced his friend and brought the Economist in. It's the cost of this war. We get the Three of Wands, waiting for one ship to come in. We get the truth, the Ace of Swords, and then we get the truth and the environment around is loss. I'm much more heartened. So if we think this is an easy climb for Russia, it's not. I'm much more heartened by these cards. Hope for victory in the hopes and fears, and the outcome is the Ace of Cups. So seeding, it's almost like an emotional victory. Many plans have not worked out. And then we get the death card, the end of something, and literal death. There's been high mortality, and we get wishing for something, and we get the monetary consistency and illusion. There's huge money worries here, absolutely. In Russia, it's a hard climb. People are feeling the pinch. People are feeling economically the pinch, but also the loss, the incredible loss here. And so we get the Tower card at the base of the pack, the Fool card. I think if, there's not a victory, is there? There's not a victory here. Okay, I'll leave it there. Thanks for tuning in, and bye for now.